Good evening and welcome back. So, last time I worked on this big house here, the town hall, and I did a bit of sorting offline that I have the inside for the first floor in a separate folder here, the basement, complete basement 1 and complete basement 2, each in its separate folder, so that I can work with this a bit better. So let's see, what do I want to do now? I think I want to finish off the basement 2 area, and for that we still need to add ceilings and we need to add pillars. So let's do that. Oh, and these are overlapping. Okay. And I kind of fixed the issue I had with not being able to select stuff here. It was my mouse sensitivity. Even though for some areas it's still not working the way I wanted to, but it's a bit better now. Okay, we have this continued. 2 more. Okay. So let's see. The area here. Okay, it's fixed. And we need 4 more of those rows. Okay, that's that room. And here we do have this room. Let's check if this is correct here. Yep, it is. Okay. And here we need, I think, one more. And I think then we should be okay with this. So let's see what we need back here. Let's copy this over. Set those here. These here. Okay. And then copy it over to the other side. Okay, so ceilings should be done for basement 2. Floors should also be okay. Let's see if this is all done there. Okay, so there's an issue here that these ceilings still set to be hidden in game. And I think there's other stuff showing here that shouldn't be there. Okay. Okay, so here we might need... Yeah, we need one more ceiling. I wasn't sure about the... how many ceiling pieces we need for that. So... should be okay. Run through these. Okay. Should be the same. Okay, so we need one more ceiling piece at the staircase here. I hope this is enough so that we don't collide with it. Let's check it. Okay, so we are colliding here. So I might need to remove the ceiling piece there again, and on the next floor move the wall back one spot. So here this needs to be moved back. Yeah, that should be okay. So let's get these two walls here. Copy them over there. Good. Okay, so this should be fine. So wait. No, wait. So we already collided there. Let's test this again. I think I did something wrong there. So, okay, we are colliding with something here. Oh, wait. We are colliding with something different. So, what are we colliding with here? I think it might be one of the other buildings here. Yeah, I think it's this one. Yeah, we're colliding with the in walls there. So let's select all these. Okay, those were not set to hidden in game. Still something blocking us here. I think it's one of the other meshes that's causing that issue. So this should be okay. Which means we can move the wall forward again. Need those two. Okay. And we need this ceiling. We need one of these top frames that I built for this. I think I want to put this on the next floor. So let's focus on getting a pillar down there. And to move it over, I think this is the easiest way, so that I move it down here. Just move this into basement 2. Delete that folder. And now select this. So now it should be in the right folder. So if I go here, hide basement 1, hide basement 2, yeah, okay. So let's put this into place. Okay, we don't need them poking through here, so let's see if that works. Otherwise I might need to move this room over a bit. If they're poking through on this side. Okay, they're poking through here, so let's move the whole room back slightly. So let's take the whole thing. And to make this easier, just put this in a new folder. And let's move it over. Yeah. Okay, should be fine now. Now we just need to move the door on the outside here. So move this wall over here. And this door frame. And the whole room moved. Nice. Yeah, here we can't move the door frame, otherwise it would be kind of pain to move the whole thing. So let's keep this here. Yeah, here on the outside for this door frame we don't really need the pillar because this is overlapping and covering us up quite nicely, but here we have a small gap. No matter what I do, there's always a gap, so I need to add the pillar there. So let's get these pillars here. Copy them over. Okay. Let's add pillars to the corridor. Here I'm using the coordinates to make sure that they're in the right position. And here we need these. Do we need one more? Not on this side, so we only need to continue this one here. Because this here is covered up, this corner is covered up by the staircase, and you won't see anything of the pillar there, so we don't need to add a pillar. It's just hidden geometry there. Wait, we can do something else. Let's take those two. Copy them over here. this, this, and this to copy over this side. There. Oh, damn it. And then over here we need those three. Those two for this side. Let's copy these here. Okay, so this should be all the pillars. Okay, here we are missing one. So here. Okay, so pillars are done. Roofs are done. I think that's all for basement 2. Okay. So look at basement 1. So here we come up from basement 2, and over here we come down from this area. So let's see. These pieces are part of basement 1. So I think the best way to kind of continue this is also copying those frames over to basement 2. So for instance, this one, let's move this over there and move this here. Move it there. Delete that folder. And we should be able to I should have moved it somewhere I can easily select it. Damn it. Yeah, okay. It's basement 2 back. Move this down. It's minus 650. Minus. And this needs to be over here. Yeah, if we get basement 1 back, should be covering up the floor distance there. And this material here is the world aligned, so we won't see the gap here, even if they were overlapping. Just noticed that I might need to move the stairs back slightly. Okay. This should work there. The only issue is that here I'm using wooden frames on top, and those are stone frames, so I might need to change all these to wood or the other frames down here to stone, but that's a minor thing we can change later. Okay, let's check. Staircase here. Should be no gaps. Okay, there's an issue here with my stairs. I still need to figure out what's wrong with the stairs, so we don't need to jump here. And I think there's something blocking here as well. Let's look. Sorry about that. My father was at the door, so he had a question. So I would say basement 2 is done. Furniture and all that stuff is not part of this model. It will be added later. I'm not quite sure if I want to export this out as its own mesh. I mean, it would be better if I just have the have smaller meshes and then build the houses out of those, but because lighting for those complete house would be horror. So I'm still debating how I will do this, but for the moment let's just move on and build the damn thing and then figure out what I need to do later to make lighting work, optimization work and all that stuff. So okay, let's see. Over here I wanted to have corridor run through here. And copy this over here. Nope, nope. Undo that. Damn it. So there are still issues with selection here. I thought I fixed those, but apparently not 100%ly. Okay, so corridor here. And let's see, so let's hide all this here. This is the outside. Let's hide that. Okay, that's an issue. So we can't look at this from the top. So look here. Oh, interesting. Okay, so I want corridor to run basically over here, then another corridor back here. So let's do this first. And then let's end this here so that we have a gap between those and don't have pillars poking through the outside. Let's rotate this over here. And let's add a door frame there. And on the inside, let's add doors here. so that we have big rooms that we can build in here or add corridors to this. One thing is for sure, this stair needs to connect somehow. I'm not quite sure if I want to connect it to the corridor or if I want to connect it to a room back here. Sadly, I don't have a sketch for the basements, as you've noticed. I'm kind of trying to figure this out on the fly. So let's see, where are we here? This is that corridor. And here we come out of the kitchen. On top here. This is the outer wall. If we get the outside back, it's the outer wall there. Then we go into the basement. I mean, the easiest way would be just to connect this to the corridor here and then go from there. But I kind of want to have a storage room down there as well. I think I will have that door, that's something I need. But, well, those two walls, but then open this up into a storage room. I could move this door here. And open the end of the stairs up to a room already. Yeah, let's go with that. We can still connect back here, but we can add a room here. So let's see. We need one more. Yeah. Okay, this is connecting here. And here I also need to fix the the material for the top frame. Okay. Let's see, how big do I want to have this room down here? Hello. How are you? Yes, a long time ago I was working in Unity. I switched almost 2 years ago. Let's see, so we have still... because there were a few things that I couldn't do in Unity at the time, and I liked a few features of Unreal better for kind of working with materials and having code access and having blueprints and all that stuff. I like that better than doing everything in C#. And if I wanted to change shaders in Unity, I had to go write shader code, which I didn't really like. Later they added other features so that all this stuff is in Unity at the moment as well, but at the time of me switching, that wasn't there yet. I think this might not work for that, so let's check this, if we can get down there. Come on, jump up here. I hate this. So there's the other models here, the other buildings are not shown, but they are still blocking. Almost everything, I would say. Everything that I need. So we have an inventory system. We have partial start of a brewing or crafting system. There's pickups. There is a quest system, and there's information for the player. There's a quest. There's a journal. There's a glossary for world lore, and I think that's most of it. Not sure if I'm missing something. The map feature is partially implemented, but should not be much of a problem once I have proper graphics. Yeah, that's because I never finished it. The Cookie X game was never finished. I started working on it, but I stopped at some point. I'm not sure if you can get the original Cookie game somewhere. don't think so. I think it was only as a student project, and we never published it anywhere. And I don't have the rights to give it out on my own, so I would need to ask the other people that worked on it if I can put it up for download. Yeah, the problem with Toy Flyer was that the controls were a bit strange to do on something other than the big tablet. If you had your phone, the controls were too big, and you basically blocked most of the screen with your thumbs, and that was a bit of an issue. And we had other issues with mobile platform stuff that made it not easier to work with. But the idea was nice, and the game mostly worked. But it also was just a student project, so beginning of a game, and at some point we stopped kind of working because the time for the game was finished. Yeah, I do have an IndieDB link, but the information there's really old, and I really need to update that. Yeah, for the student projects, we only had 5 or 6 months to finish the game, and we managed to finish most of them to a state where it was playable with maybe 1 or 2 levels. And then we stopped working on it because the assignment was done and we moved on to something else. The team disbanded and everyone did other things after that. And MagicAle is the first game that I want to finish up to a point where it's not just playable and has 1 or 2 levels, but is completely done. And sadly, I'm mostly working on it alone, so it takes a long time to do. Ooh, nice. I tried to do a point and click adventure at some point on my own, but it was also mostly as a student project and mostly to kind of build a framework, which I also used for the beginning of MagicAle in Unity, but then kind of ported over to be usable in Unreal. So the basic ideas are from point and click framework I created for Unity ages ago. And by ages I mean over 5 years? Yeah, over 5 years ago. But you can read about that on the blog if you want to. Yeah, small projects are better for just one person because you can finish them and don't sit on them years and years and years, which I'm doing with this. So, yeah. I mean, it's nice to finish something and have it working and be able to give it out to people. So, I think I would add a door here. Let's move this. Um, I'm for this game. I'm just using really simple 3D models. This is let's have a look here. Let's have a look at the vertices and normals. No, tangents. Nope. Can we pivot? No. Collisions. Bounce. This is basically a box with cut stuff away from it. It's really simple, and if you kind of build simple modular pieces that you can build bigger things out of, it's easier to work that way. If you go for organic stuff like creatures or people, it's way harder. You can see some of my early tries to create characters on the blog as well. Yeah, okay, that's rigging and animating is the hardest thing to do. That's true. Let me show you this creature here. This is a creature I created for this game. And I did a really simple rig for it. It doesn't show me the bones. But the problem is that I created the animations for it and they don't look that good. So let's see, can we animations? Okay, and there's some issue here that it's not even showing me the creature anymore in the preview. But let's see, preview animation. Yeah, no, this is okay. Here we go. It is there, but it's really tiny. This is the eating animation that I created. Oh, damn it. So it's using its kind of elephant snout and pick up stuff, and it's wiggling around a bit. It's really bumpy. And then I have idle, which is just jumping here, but the idle also has issues because for some reason I am rotating the leg here, so I'm not quite sure the issue is. But you can see that's not that good. And the walk animation is similar. It's really stilty and it looks like it's breaking its leg on each step, so that's not really healthy. Looks better on this side, but it's also kind of breaking its leg there. That would be the best case scenario, yeah. For my characters, I bought animations. I have the female animation set here, and I just bought those. Oh, come on. Okay, for some reason it doesn't want to show me all of the animations there. But I have idle. Where's idle? This is it's another animation set I bought. Run, walk. But if I take my characters and run those animations, there are also a few issues. Let's see, let's take a player character. Just idle. They look okay, but I still need to fix a few things on the weight paints for the clothing and stuff like that. So there's a lot of pokes through here for the clothing. And if I take another character here, I have a bit of cloth simulation here on this one. But there's still pokes through here. And that's weight painting issue and maybe even a rigging issue. I think the shoulders are a rigging issue and the rest is weight painting issues. It's clothing. It's even worse on the male characters. If I go to villagers and jump to this guy, for instance. And the shoulders are kind of broken because in Blender the bones have a different rotation as the bones for the Unreal skeleton. So I need to go in and fix that because the whole chest area looks completely broken on these. Yeah, pokes through here. I still need to remove the underlying mesh and combine it into one for those. But at the moment I'm sticking with environment models and might at some point go back to the characters and add a bit to them, or if I find someone, hand them over to someone who can fix them for me. And for this I'm just building houses at the moment. Because they need to be built at some point, and I can't just use a script that I used earlier because it kind of broke when I resized my wall pieces, so this way I can combine them a bit better and work with it. Oh, okay, here I see what the issue was with using the concrete here, because then the door frame would also be concrete, which looks a bit strange, so I might need to go back here and add the wooden pieces. No. So that's what I'm doing at the moment, so that the town can be fixed. Which reminds me, let me show you what the town looks like at the moment. Let's save all this here. Let's save that. and jump into the level so I can show you the world looks like at the moment. Let's load all these. And the world that I have here is built into kind of tiles that are streamed in dynamically according to distance and stuff like that. It's built-in system in Unreal that I still need to figure out completely to have this look good. But here you can see the difference between house created by script and a house created as a mesh. Because here the walls are broken and the ceilings, the roof pieces are rotated in the wrong direction, and there's other stuff broken on this as well. There are pieces missing for some reason. This one here I create as a mesh. Just put it in place here. Same with the inn. And those two houses. At the moment I'm working on this house here. On the big one here. And these two were that was the one created with a script, and it's broken in a lot of places. That's why I need to recreate it. But the basic structure was similar here. Oh, there's another storage room back here. Okay, I might need to add that. I'm not sure if I really need it. And I have the cells here different. Which doesn't matter much, but on this one here. Yeah, here the basement is not in yet. But we have the outer walls. Let's jump in here so I can show you the game a bit more. Oh. Took the standard start position. At the beginning of the game you fall from the sky, hit the ground, and then you can look around, pick up items, and talk to people. Kind of branching dialogue. Even though this is shorter dialogue here for the moment. And then I can walk around. I can open up our inventory. It's kind of Skyrim inspired. Ran through a tutorial that helped me create this inventory system here. There's no real need for the model here to be shown, but I thought it was funny to have it in there. Yeah, and then we can run around and mostly explore. There's a quest system, as I said earlier. There's a journal with kind of flavor texts from the perspective of the main character. And then we have a glossary with kind of world information, world lore. There's brewing system, but we need to find recipes for that and then have the proper ingredients in the inventory. The issue is there's one recipe in the game, but I'm not 100% sure if you can pick it up properly and if the ingredients work as ingredients. So it's still a lot of issues. Yeah, like I said, the weight painting is not correct, and for some reason, if I have the cloth physics running, this happens. Luckily, she has pants on, but otherwise, it would be a bit strange. Oh, and here we can walk up to doors, interact with them, walk into houses if we want to explore everything. And we just got a new journal entry for the market. The villagers have a set schedule, and some of them are walking around the market square. The merchant here is in her area only at a specific time. Those two just got to work, even though the house is broken, so they can't really do anything in here at the moment, because this guy's supposed to be on the roof, but he can't get through here because everything is blocked, so the navigation system doesn't work properly. And here we have a potion we can pick up. Here we can pick up coins. And some items in the world are owned by characters. So for instance, these books here are owned by the merchant, and you can buy them and can ask. Then you get this specific dialogue for buying stuff in the game. In this case, okay, this is 1 copper coin. We just picked up 2 of those, and we can buy that now. Check our inventory. We do have 25 copper coins as we started out. We picked up 1 more, so 26, or 2 more. Paid 1. And here we have a book about trolls, and we can read that book. Get a bit of information about the trolls in this world. And the idea for the world is to be kind of inspired by worlds for role-playing games, D&D and stuff like that, but with a twist to exaggerations, hilarious changes and stuff like that, but I still need to figure out how to do that best. Writing comedy stuff is really hard to do sometimes. And thank you for the follow, DB Nico. Hello, how are you? Yeah. And we also picked up this potion here. And potions we can drink. And then, in this case, the vision shifts and all the colors disappear. So it's Cal potion, so it helps us see in the dark. So if we run over here, it should be okay. It's not really dark in here. Let's see, is it dark in here? No. Okay, there are lights in here. But the idea is that you can pick up specific potions or brew them yourself at some point when you find the right recipes and the ingredients for it. And then potions will have a duration. And this should stop working at some point. Yeah, okay, now it's fading back to the normal vision. I mean, you do have a light crystal, but there are some cases where that potion might be a better option. And if we run over to the brewery, we can pick up another thing that we can drink. It's a bit of a walk because it's on the other side of the map. But there we find some beer that we can drink, and it has its own kind of effect to it. Oh, and we should see if some of these creatures I showed you earlier. There's a farm over here somewhere. Is it here? Yeah, I think it's here. And here we have some of these creatures running around, eating berries and bushes. And you can see the animations are not that good. And I still haven't figured out how to prevent this sliding over the ground for them, so... And I have them just randomized in size and eye color, so there's a bit of variation between those. But continue on to the brewery, which is also the goal on the quest log here, to find the brewery and then find a specific recipe there and then go back to the to the city again. Kind of finish the game. That should mostly work at the moment, even though there are a few small issues that kind of broke over time. I need to go through and fix at some point, but priority for me at the moment is rebuilding the houses and then fixing all the issues, and then maybe publish the game into early access. I'm not 100% sure yet if I want to add more to it or throw it out there as is, basically. But before I want to publish it, the houses need to be fixed. And all the gameplay that's in the game at the moment should work. And every additional content I can add later. So now we have found the brewery here, and that part of the quest is done. Let's see if we can get through here and pick up some beer. Yep, here we go. I think this is also beer, even though it looks different. Hello. How are you? So let's check. Okay, we picked up ale twice, and we can drink this. And it smells a bit odd, makes you drunk in seconds. So now we are drunk, and we're not just seeing double, we are seeing strange colors. So that wasn't normal beer that we just drank. I'm fine. But like with the other potion earlier, it's only a temporary effect. It should go away in a moment. I think I have it set to 10 seconds or so. Yeah, now it's going back. And we are back to normal. Okay. And exploration works in that way that you should be able to go anywhere you want, basically, up to a point where some areas are not accessible just because of the angle of walls or cliffs or stuff like that. So for instance, if we go here, we should not be able to climb this. Yeah, no, we can't climb this, and we can't jump that high to get up there. We should be able to get out here again. And if for some reason we are completely stuck and can't get out again, there's the option to teleport to the last location you found on the map. So we can teleport back here and are back at the brewery. You can also use this to fast travel back to town. But first we need to find all the locations that we can then teleport to. Oh, and now if we look up, it's night, and the merchant walks home. Back into her house. For some reason, these two are still out and about, but I think that's just an issue. Just a bug that's still in there. And here's another light crystal if we don't have that. And almost all the mechanics are inventory driven, so I just picked up the map, and now I have an option to look at it, and that doesn't work, but now I can press M and get a map here. And the problem is, this is just kind of a camera from above that in real time updates. So performance is horrible for something like that, for a big map with a lot of people running around. So I want to simplify this to have icons for the houses, or kind of have a painted map. But I still need to create that. And if we have the map out, we can't move. So I need to go back out of here and then move around, open up the map again, and now we're in a different location here. The idea originally was to have the player hold up the map, kind of like they do it in Minecraft, but I haven't figured out how to do that yet. I want to have a similar thing with the light crystal. As you saw there, it's floating in front of the player, but the player is supposed to hold it, or the character is supposed to hold it in her hand and hold it up in front of her, move it around a bit, but I haven't figured that out yet. Yeah, and if you idle around, then the camera orbits around the player a bit. And we have a moon and some strange effects in the sky. Because it's a magical world. Anything can happen there. And there's also a beacon that's kind of quest related. It's for if you want to get out of the area, out of the valley you're in, and back to the city, you need to run to that beacon, and there you find a crashed airship and need to help the captain, and then at some point finish the game. It's possible, even though there are a few bugs at the moment. Hello, how are you today? Yeah, that's the game. Okay, what's going on here? There's a lot of issues here. Blackboard, vectors, work location. Okay, yeah, I couldn't find specific locations because they're probably not set anymore for some reason. Because I noticed if I am not working on the project for a while, or checking every map continuously then throughout the project, and some references get lost, break, or some things break for no reason, basically. So I need to look into that. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I need to save specific states periodically so that it doesn't break, but not sure. Yep, that's the game. Let's jump back into another level that I created just for building those houses. Because if I wanted to build the house here, it would be, the coordinates are not correct, the rotation is not good in some ways. So, for instance, this house here has a rotation of -70 and coordinates are all over the place just because the map is quite big. That's the game map. And there's even space around it that's not used yet. This is the town. That's the brewery earlier. That's the crash site. Here we have the farm, those creatures, and all these markers here are interesting locations with potential dialogue, items, quests, and all that stuff. And these are watchtowers, or placeholders for watchtowers for later. Yeah, here we have the airship. Which I kind of need to redo at some point because this looks a bit strange in comparison to the rest. But there are still issues with consistent art style that I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, and like I said, let's jump over to the other level and work on house building again. So let's hide Smithy, that town, hide the inn, that house. Okay, let's slow this down. Yeah, there's no skybox on this because it's just a building level that I mostly use in unlit. But I can also jump into the game here and then it would be quite dark because there's no skybox. Just a simple directional light. But for that we do have the light crystal. So that we can go in here and check this. Still need to create kind of light crystals that you can hang on walls and stuff like that, or candles or stuff like that, and then put them in here, but I think I will do that. Yeah, the preview is for the lighting. The engine is doing that. There's no lighting built for this, so it's showing the preview there to make sure that you know, okay, no lighting was built for this. This is just a preview result that you get. Okay, so here we have that corridor. No. I didn't set up anything there, I think. I'm not sure. I thought this was there by default. I didn't change anything there. At least I don't think so. That could be okay, corridor here is done. So we have this running through here, running along here, and then over here. Oops. Let's duplicate that. Oops. No. Okay, that should be the corner there. So we have a bigger storage room down here, and then we can run to that corridor and this here. So there would still be space here for some kind of room. So here I think I want to put kind of servant living rooms and all that stuff, so that would be over here. Yeah. But I think I'm adding a corridor here as well. Okay, let's add a door here. And oh, damn it. Corridor there and another door over here. And now sure if I need that wall there. No, let's remove that. Let's close it off here. The dimensions of these floor pieces are 2 meters by 2 meters. So this should be, this could be kind of a dorm room or so. For some servants. Even though I want to make this a bit bigger than it needs to be. So in some cases the rooms are bigger than needed. And up here, let me check. So this is the entrance. This There's a big staircase that goes up here to both sides. Here we have the kitchen area, pantry here, storeroom over here. I'm not quite sure what I want to do with this room. On this side it's supposed to be a library, and here we have kind of a meeting hall, meeting room for town meetings and stuff like that. And the next floor is supposed to be more meeting rooms and kind of government stuff that's needed here. And the upper floor is the kind of the living rooms of the mayor. So with all those rooms down there, I mean, I could also make this kind of a servant quarters here. Yeah, I'm not sure yet. Though I think I want to close off this wall here. And then this door here would be a secret door that you can only find if you move one of the bookshelves to the side or pull a secret lever or stuff like that, and then it would swing aside and get in this room. So let's see, we have this right here, and then I want to have this connected over here. Let's add one more. Then rotate this one here to make a corridor. Oops. Nope. here. Then I would just want to connect those. The rooms between them I still need to figure out. Okay, I think this should be corner here. Yeah. Okay. Let's add floors here. Thank you for the follow. Let's shape. See that. Shapes? Not sure. Sorry for butchering any names if I'm using them. But thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Here, I don't need those. Okay. That should be most of the floor here. Let's check if there's anything needed back here. Yeah, okay, on this side we still need the floor. Thank you for the follow. I really can't read that, sorry. But thank you for the follow. Okay. So, floor is done here. Let's see. Big room here. Small room there. And okay, we don't have walls on this side yet. Set the door frame there. Let's see, how big of a room do I need here? Okay. I mean, what I could do here is have this room be the same size as this one on the other side, and then add another room that is kind of accessible through the corridor directly, or either here or on this side. But I can just add those walls here first, and then I can still add more walls in between if I need them. For the moment, this should be good, because I think the room would be a bit too big if I just have this. Here's a big room. Just there. Okay, so we don't need the floor pieces here. Because, oh, this one you also don't need. Because there's a wall here. Otherwise, wait. these walls over here. And then I have one big room here. Or I could add a corridor running through the whole thing here. So kind of cross section through the whole floor. Could be another idea. Would mean we would have a door here. There. This we don't need. Big room here. This room. And this wall here would be a door. This would be a wall. Okay, and then I need to see what I want to do with these areas here. Let's see, how many walls do we have here? Okay, so 6. How many walls do we have on this side? Also 6, okay. I mean, yeah, I think this might be the easiest thing to do here. Just it towards there. And then make even-sized rooms here. Let's see. Let's move this here. These two should be doors. Get some walls here. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. So, let's see. Let's just select those walls and copy them over. Let's close this off here. Oh. Just checked the coordinates and something was wrong and need to be moved forward slightly so that they fit in here properly. You know, there's a small gap, but that's something the gap isn't there in Blender. The gap is here because of rounding issues. So I can't do much against that. But that's why I added, why I will add pillars to this so that we won't have issues with that later. Okay, those again. Ready? Yeah. Okay. Should be placed there. Okay, so let's add those walls here. Okay. Oh, thank you for the subscription with Twitch Prime. Thank you for that. And that's Thomas1. Thank you. It's highly appreciated. Thank you, thank you. Let's just run through this and see if everything works out there. Come on. No, damn it. Thank you. Okay, there's something blocking us here for some reason. Must be some of the other houses here that's blocking us down. So let's see if we can jump in here and walk around. Okay. Okay, we are missing some walls here, but I think they are just configured wrongly. Yeah, that's a hidden game. Another thing I want to change on these is material. Let's get the wood material on those. Okay. Now all of them have... oh no. These here don't. Wait, are those doubled? No. Okay. That's correct now. Might need to move the stairs. Oh, no, I think they should work like that. Let's see. Down here. Okay, it's all wood. Okay, good. So now we need the pillars here, and then we are done with the basement areas. So let's copy them from over here. Oh, and we also need ceilings for this. Let's check those coordinates. Yeah, they should be correct. Okay. That correct? No. Okay. Should be here. Thank you for the follow, Papas 89. Yeah, 89. Thank you for the follow. Let's see. This should be here. That's correct. Looks correct as well. Let's see. Okay. And for the corner here. Okay, let's see. We need those. Here as well. And on this side. those two and on this axis. Come on, select them. Hello, how are you? Yep, I'm still working on the game. It's day 414, I think, today. So it's been a while, and I'm far from done, so I still have a lot to do. Yeah, the thing is, there are a few people who streamed longer projects, but they were not working on them alone. And it takes me that long because I'm working alone. If I had a team, I would have been done with the game by now, but that's sadly not the case. And in some cases, solo devs stop working on big games at some point and kind of reevaluate their time and cut features and stuff like that. So I haven't done that. Yeah. If I'm still sane at that point, yes, definitely. It's a lot of work, and I'm not sure if I should do this alone. I mean, I have a map the size um, of one of the bigger battle royale maps from games that are popular, and I have. I mean, okay, I don't have any combat or stats in my game. That's one thing that I said at some point. No, I don't want to do that. but at the same time, it makes the game quite simple mechanic-wise, which might not be the best for a lot of people. It's kind of a mixture between an adventure game and a walking simulator as a result. Which is okay for some, but might be not enough for others. Stat system? No, I had a system for learning languages or runes, and I had a system for crafting, but I didn't have stats because that was something that I noticed quite early in the development. That's something that I don't want to have in there. No problem. No problem at all. So let's check if all these walls have pillars now. So there are no gaps here. Okay, we still need pillars here. I haven't scratched the surface of Unreal yet, but there's a lot of stuff you can do with the engine, and so far I have only used the bit of blueprint scripting and a bit of level design. There are many different systems that I haven't even touched yet. For instance, I haven't touched the particle system yet. Okay, here we have an issue. Damn it. This is overlapping, so I might need to move the whole thing over. And I think that should be possible. Yeah, it should be possible. slightly. And then I need this to move here. I'm mostly using the standard tools that I have here. I have one plugin that's the instance tool that I used in the beginning, but noticed that it had a few issues, or a few things you needed to keep in mind for it to work properly, and that I kind of stopped using it, kind of for not really optimization reasons, but there were some issues with light maps not no, that's okay. Let's structure the thought better. So if I use instanced static meshes, I can easily use this tool to make line stuff distributed, snap them, and scale, add duplicates, different copies, and stuff like that. So what I'm doing here should be easier to do, but the problem is that in most cases it works better with instant static meshes, even though, wait, let's see, does this work? So if I have this in Y at this 200 and add, no, it doesn't work. It only works with instant meshes. So didn't create a duplicate here, didn't do anything. But the problem is, if I use instanced meshes, then each copy is using the same light maps. So if I have a torch on this wall here, torch on that wall, then every wall would have a lit area here, lit area there, and it would look horrible all over, because in spaces where no torches are there, we still would have lit area on the light maps. And to fix that, I need to use standard static mesh actors, but as a result I can't really use this tool here properly, unless I'm doing something wrong, which could also be the case. It could very well be the case as well. The problem is, if I use too many dynamic lights, I'm killing the performance. So every indoor areas that don't get sunlight from the outside will have baked lighting. So all the torches in the world will be baked and not dynamic, because there will be a lot of them. And I'm baking those to make sure that they look good and not kill my performance. Yeah, the thing is, I would need memory for that, but I would need um, calculations for dynamic lighting. So it's a thing that I need to test and figure out when I'm doing the lighting. The moment I'm not at that stage, I'm far from done with this and at a stage where I could say, okay, I'm doing lighting now, because that's that's also something I haven't done much yet. Figured out which lights are best for which scenario and how to optimize everything and stuff like that. So it's still a lot to do. As far as I know, I'm like I said, I'm not 100% sure if that's correct. Okay, so let's get all this stuff here. Yeah, we'll finish this change here and then I can show you the game. Give me a moment. I also might stop here at some point. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I haven't tested that yet and checked out all the documentation for it. Because, like I said, I'm not yet in that stage where I need to think about lighting. First want to finish the level layout and all the meshes, and then I can think about lighting them properly. Okay, we need ceilings for this part, but the rest should be okay. And we shouldn't have issues here with overlapping. Okay, so that's done. Good. Let's take all this stuff and export it out. As far as I know, lighting is always one of the later stages in working on levels. The moment I'm still in the change block out into combined meshes stage and then kind of do more stuff later. So there's still a lot that I need to do before that. And lighting will be a big thing that I need to do at some point, but not yet. Okay, there's nothing selected there. That's not good. I mean, you're right. Figuring that out earlier makes more sense, but at the moment it's not that important yet. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, okay. If I'm doing um the lighting props and stuff like that, I would say you're right, but for my modular pieces here, I don't think I need to keep that in mind yet. I could be wrong, but I think it might not be that important yet. Okay, let's merge those together. Okay, save all this. And switch over to the other level. Okay. The the main map here has dynamic lighting for the day-night cycle, and I think some of the lights are baked, and it's not having that much of an issue at the moment. Okay, this is not in the right spot. Damn it. And another issue is that, for instance, these street lamps here, if I put them to dynamic and change the light intensity in a script, it's killing performance. I need to put them to stationary to change the light intensity, but then I need to make sure that they are not overlapping and all that stuff. in the right spot. Oh no, it needs to be moved forward slightly. Yeah. Definitely true. Okay, this should be in the right place now. Let's make sure this is hidden game. Even though it is hidden, but it still has collision, so I need to delete those pieces. I think I'm at a stage where I can just do that. Don't need those anymore. I need to visible and then delete those. Okay. Okay, there are still issues here with the landscape that I need to fix the height there, but let's just jump in and play the game a bit. Okay, so we fall from the sky in the beginning. There is supposed to be an kind of a cutscene where the character is falling from the sky and hitting the ground hard and getting up without a scratch, basically. But I still need to figure out how the sequencer works. And every time you hit a new area, you get journal entry, which was that symbol there, and the scribbling into a notebook sound. So we found, that's the first thing, and this is the ancient temple we found. And here we can talk to this guy. Have kind of a branching dialogue system. I'm not sure yet how I want to approach reading stuff or getting voiceovers and stuff like that, because getting good voiceovers is quite expensive and I don't really have a budget for it, so that might be an issue. And we have a quest log, and through talking to the guy we know we are in the right location, right big location, and now we need to find the brewery and then find a recipe and then get back home. Nope. That's not a good idea. And then here we can run around. We have the journal, quest log showed, then we have a glossary for tracking world law stuff, and then there is a light crystal that we have in our inventory. Then we have the inventory. So for instance, the light crystal is here, and we can look at that mesh here if we want to. It doesn't have a purpose at the moment, but you can look at all those things in here. Some of them are still placeholders, like these coins. These scrolls are not final. There's nothing here for a set of dice. This is simple placeholder. The compass is placeholder. And there are a lot of things here that are still placeholders. Most of the props are placeholders. And then we can run around. We can also press T and teleport to locations that we found. So we can teleport back to the temple if we want to. We can also... We can talk to this guy, but we can also right-click him, which doesn't work for some reason. But for most objects in the world, we can right-click and get some kind of description what it is. And left-click is mostly interacting with the world. And for dialogue, in most cases, the camera should be between the character and the NPC you're talking to. But for this particular area, it doesn't look that good because the camera has a bit of a distance and we can see through the world basically. I need to figure out a better way to build this encounter here basically. But it's a short dialogue. So here we have a door. Okay, the description is wrong for this specific door here, but yeah. But if we left click and have the lockpick in our inventory, we are able to open the door. If we go over here and we drop the lockpicks, they sadly fall through the ground, which could cause problems later, but okay. But if we try to open this door now, it doesn't work. But there should be a sound, there should be feedback. The system is kind of broken in places at the moment. But yeah, it doesn't really work in some places, but it's okay. Some doors aren't locked, they should still open. This one should still open. I can talk to her. The other problem is it did work at some point. I didn't change anything, it just broke for no real reason. I'm not quite sure why it broke. Another thing here is that I right-clicked this shrine. That's the information text about it. And for some reason, the left click doesn't work. I know why it doesn't work. Because I think I changed something unrelated, but still kind of related to the whole interaction system, so the positive interaction doesn't work anymore. There's a map system in here, and if I press M, nothing happens. But if I pick up this map here, see, we have a map in our inventory now. And if I press M now, we do have a map here. We can't move when the map is active. And it looks a bit strange because it's a dynamic camera at the moment. But it only works if we have the specific item in the inventory. Same goes for the light crystal, so if I drop the light crystal. First let's press L. Light crystal is here. Press L again. Drop the light crystal. Okay, this one was big enough so it didn't fall through the ground, but we can pick up this one. Press L. Let's drop this one as well. I press L, nothing happens. So it only works if we have the specific item in our inventory. Now it should work again. It's all blueprints at the moment. No custom C++ code at all. And some of the sounds are also placeholders. And you saw me pick up a lot of items and no feedback other than the sound and that we have them in our inventory. But in some cases, items are owned by characters. So for instance, if I pick up that book, I'm starting conversation with the merchant and I'm able to buy the book. I can say, oh, just having a look, sorry, didn't want to take that. In some cases, we don't have the buy option because the item is not for sale. There are two variables that that's what I was going for, it kind of. So now I can say, okay, I want to buy that. And we have the price, 1 copper coin. I have that, so I can buy this book. And now I have a nice book in my inventory. A book about trolls. Let's read that. I also have the option to read longer texts in a pop-up window like that. For instance, text about the trolls in my world. And at some point I want to add kind of a troll area that you can explore. But at the moment there's only one troll you can talk to in the world. But I want to add more to the world later at some point. But first I want to make sure that the main story works, then make sure that there's more into the world itself, and then later at some point I want to expand the world. So if we run around here, or for instance here we have another thing that we can interact with. That's also the idea, yeah. But like I said earlier, some of the options do not work properly. But we do have a journal entry for this strange lake, and kind of tells us what happened there. But also in a really short form. That's kind of what you mentioned is kind of the thing why I added the glossary, so that if you read specific texts you get more information about world lore and stuff like that. Or if you have a quest where you need to find out something about something in the world, then you can read that and get that quest done. Yeah, the world is a bit strange because, for instance, we have this strange looking lake here. That's kind of magic wine, even though it's been this a while, so that might not be wine anymore. You can jump in and swim around in here. The MagicAle is something that you need to find the recipe for, and the recipe is hidden in a hidden room in the brewery. But I need to rebuild the brewery first. But there's shroom ale that you can drink, that I can show you in a moment once we reach the brewery. But I wanted to say hello to the troll first. Here we have the troll. As you can see, the player is that small in contrast to the troll. So he's double the size, basically. Yeah, the animations are a bit broken here, but something I need to fix. Yeah, they look big and terrifying, but they are not. I mean, they're a bit. This one is a bit mean, but you can try to argue with him and then you have a few different options. And we can also pick up another quest from this guy. You can tell him that we are on a mission to find a rare recipe, and then he gives us a tip that there might be a magical chest somewhere in the world that could help. And now if we look into our quest log, we have this new quest here. It's still the main quest, and second quest here. I need to structure this slightly better and make sure that this doesn't happen, but it's still in development. Yep, I wanted to get to that, but first we need to reach the brewery. So let's run over here and try to get to it. Let's see, this is this area. Okay, let's yeah. Wait, I am. Let's see. Yeah, I know. I need to add a better way to teleport and a better way to navigate around, just for me to kind of cheat. Okay, so, and we can't rotate the map and stuff like that, so let's teleport to the docks. And then run up here. Yeah. So we should be able to get up here. Around here, I also have something that I added recently. I wanted to have some kind of secret writing in the world on some stone tablets and stuff like that. So I added these rune stones, and if we interact with it, the rune disappears, and we kind of learned one of the runes now, but um, I haven't added much more to it yet. It's kind of an achievement hunter thing only. So if you really want to explore the whole world, you kind of have a reason to. Because in the first cave at the beginning, one of the walls will be yeah, gonna, yeah, just like that. Collect enough of these runes to be able to read the writing on the walls, basically. And then you can find strange creatures like these in the world. They're kind of mixture between an anteater and kiwi bird, and kind of the equivalent to chickens in this world. So they're domesticated farm animal. But they are supposed to have fur. There's something wrong with the fur plugin I'm using. Or the fur material. It's not showing up correctly. But let's go on and try to find the brewery. Should be a road here somewhere that we should cross. Okay, this is the road, and let's follow this. Yes, the idea is to have some simple environment puzzles, like combination levers and opening secret doors and stuff like that. Pick the right book in a bookshelf to open a secret passageway and stuff like that. But so far, I only have a pressure plate and a lever in here. But the mechanics are there. I just need to design interesting puzzles with it. Oh, there's one thing that I want to show you. I picked up this potion earlier, and like the description says, it lets you see in the dark. So if we drink this, the screen will blank out, and we kind of have the Witcher cat eye potion vision here. It's not accurate, but it kind of works like that. Just playing around with post process settings to make this work. And each potion has a specific duration, and after that returns to normal. Yeah, just wait a moment. Let me find it. And now we found the Steinemer Brewery. And if we check our main quest, this is done now. And now we go in here. There should be, yeah, here he is. Should be Goblin here that we can talk to. But the problem is he doesn't want to let us in. At the moment, you need to pick up another quest in town to be able to get in there. Like I said, I need to rebuild this because it's completely broken. Let's pick up those two things here. Let's see, can I also pick up the recipe? Is it in here? Nope. The recipe is in here. But no. We have some ale here. I mean, okay, the mug is empty, but there's still ale there. But let's drink that. It smells a bit odd and makes you drunk in seconds. Okay. Yep, that's trippy. I was thinking of maybe adding other effects to it, like inverse controls or stuff like that, so that you really can't do anything. But have so far I only have the post process effect, and luckily it goes away after a moment. Yeah, and then the other thing is basically everything you can see you can get to. It's kind of the open world thing here, and the only limit that you have is the angle of the part you need to climb up. So if the angle is too much, you can't get up there. Otherwise, everything is accessible. No, I don't think so. I was thinking of maybe adding a potion that lets you jump higher or wider, but I'm not quite sure yet. For instance, this wall here is a bit too steep for us to climb, so we need to go around a bit. But let's walk along the mountain up here. Because something that I haven't added yet is a bit of lore. The mountain in the middle of the map has has a name. It's called the Dragon Spine, and there's more lore to it why it has that name, but it's not in the game yet. So this is kind of the location you need to go to for one of the quests. It's a quest we picked up earlier. Chest on top of the dragon spine that contains item that you most desire. Okay. There's a chest over here. And it's empty. And if we look here, we found an empty stone chest. Nothing magical about that. I think we got trolled by that troll. Yep. Could be. Could be something completely different. I'm not. I have a few ideas, but not sure if you really find out what the dragon spine really is. Not sure yet if I can get that far. Okay, so let's check this. We've found the chest. Now let's go back to the troll and complain. And we don't want to walk there. So let's go here. Oh no, damn it. Okay, something went wrong here. Let's see. Nope. Okay, so most of them are broken. Like I said, something went wrong. Went wrong there. So we need to run over to him. Let's see, I'm running. Oh yeah, there are farms all over the valley. At the moment you can't interact with any of this, but at some point you need to pick up stuff as ingredients for potions you can brew. Oh, this is the UI for that. You have a recipe, basically a list of known recipes, and then ingredients you have here, which are just special thing here. Let's see. Should just be a category here. But at the moment we don't have any ingredients, so it doesn't show up. Yeah, that happens sometimes. The thing is, the game is non-violent, so you can't beat them up. You can complain, kind of, if the dialogue is written for that, but you can't beat them up. No. There's no ban. It's just blending blending out the thing you said, and I need to say that's okay, that's not okay, and stuff like that. But you're not banned. It's not even a timeout, it's just that one line is kind of blocked. So we should be back here in a moment. Let's take a shortcut. Hope this works. Okay. Comedy. But comedy is quite hard to do. So now we have a completely different dialogue option here because we went to that chest and we found the chest, but it was empty. But he still doesn't want to let us in and doesn't want to talk to us. If I talk to him again, okay, this is not something that should show up again. There should be a third option when you haven't found the chest or if you already talked to him. Yeah, and here we have that never trust a troll journal entry. That's basically it. There's another quest that you can't finish at the moment because the brewery is not really accessible, and that's get a keg of beer for the inn in town. That's also a way for you to get into the brewery at the moment. I need to add more options to that. Yep. That's the game, and let me show you the map. Show up. So this is the town, and that's the troll entrance here, and way over here you have the brewery. As you saw, completely broken. And then this is the dragon spine mountain here, and this is the whole map. There's a lot of area on the outside that's not used yet, and at some point I want to add more to that. Yep. And with that, I will stop for today because I wait, did I have an yeah, I need to stop here for today. I can't do anymore because I need to get up early tomorrow and work. So yep, I will be back hopefully tomorrow and then continue working on this house, and after I'm done with that I really need to rebuild the brewery so that the quests work again, because kind of the houses I built for now they're not quest relevant, but for some reason I completely skipped the brewery first, which would have been the smart idea, but I mean, okay, we needed this house for the innkeeper, but the rest is not really relevant. Okay, this house also is needed for later quests, but some of them you can go into, but they don't really have anything interactable in them yet. Yep. Okay. So my schedule is below the stream. Have a look at that, and yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.